Jai Gurudev. Is any of you able to start today? Either Bela or Dr. Savita?
Jai Gurudev Maharaji, I'm really sorry, I'm not prepared. I can play the video, Nanaji's, or I can share the screen and somebody can help reading. Anybody is available? Simmi ji or Malti ji or Savita ji, somebody can help.
I can read. Shall I share also?
Yeah, that will be better. If anyone who can share as well as read will be better.
Yeah, Dhanyavad, Savita ji. Thank you.
So, Bela ji, you can start with the prayer. Meanwhile, I'll share the screen.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Om. ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये
Am I audible now?
Yes, Savita ji. Yeah, we can. You want me to? Yeah.
Which page?
I think in the last 69, 70 verse we completed yesterday, I think.
69 we were doing.
Yeah. 69 is. I'll just read the shloka till
you read the shlokas.
Yeah.
I'll just, meanwhile, I'll just.
Yeah. Dhanyavad. ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः सङ्गत्सेषूपजायते सङ्गात् सञ्जायते कामः कामात् क्रोधोऽभिजायते. When a man thinks of objects, attachment for them arises. From attachment, desire is born. From desire arises anger. क्रोधाद् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति. From anger comes delusion. From delusion, loss of memory. From loss of memory, the destruction of discrimination. From destruction of discrimination, he perishes. रागवियुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति. But the self-controlled man, moving among objects with his senses, under restraint, and free from both attraction and repulsion, attains peace. प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिरस्योपजायते प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्याशु बुद्धिः पर्यवतिष्ठते. In that peace, all pains are destroyed. For the intellect of the tranquil minded soon becomes steady. नास्ति बुद्धिरयुक्तस्य न चायुक्तस्य भावना न चाभावयतः शान्तिरशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम्. There is no knowledge of the self to the unsteady, and to the unsteady, no meditation, and to the unmeditative, no peace, and to the peaceless, how can there be happiness? इन्द्रियाणां हि चरतां यन्मनोनुविधीयते तदस्य हरति प्रज्ञां वायुर्नार्वमिवाम्भसि. For the mind, which follows in the wake of the wandering senses, carries away his discrimination as the wind carries away a boat on the waters. तस्माद्यस्य महाबाहो निगृहीतानि सर्वशः इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता. Therefore, O mighty armed, his knowledge is steady, whose senses are completely restrained from sense objects. या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागर्ति संयमी यस्यां जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनेः. That which is night to all beings, in that the self-controlled man keeps awake, where all beings are awake, that is the night for the sage Muni who sees. धन्यवाद.
Where shall I read, Velaji? Which
I
paragraph?
think Brahmaraji completed 69th verse yesterday, right, Brahmaraji?
69 he completed.
Just a minute. Huh?
I don't think so. We completed 69. We were reading knowledge removes the notion of doership. Why should I perform karma?
Okay, you can read from there, Savitaji. As said, this chapter, second we can, I mean, as many times as we go through, it is wonderful only. Yeah, please go through.
Why should I perform karma, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. P75. Okay. Why should I perform karma? The question may then be asked, why did the Shruti not say this in the beginning? If it had done so, I need not have done all this karma. I did the morning and evening prayers because the Vedas said to do them and I had faith in the Veda. Now I find that these karmas have become a colossal waste because at the end of it all, the Veda tells me that I am Brahman and that karma is of no use. If karma will not give me moksha, why did it not say so in the beginning? The reason the Veda does not tell you right in the beginning that you are Brahman is because you have to read for this knowledge. You have to be ready for this knowledge. By performing karma, you are able to eventually get to the last chapter of the Veda and understand what it says. By not performing karma, you will be neither a jnani nor a devout person. You will only be driftwood with no moorings whatsoever. The rule is that those who are not ready for the knowledge should not be disturbed with it. We will see this later in the Gita. Instead, people are encouraged to perform karma in order to prepare their minds for the knowledge. They are told about Swarga's heaven in the beginning so that they will perform the enjoyed rituals for gaining Swarga. In this way, they will definitely avoid Papa and Punya will follow. The person who performs karma will have a value for dharma, adharma, right and wrong, and will come to believe that there is an Atma, a self other than the body. That much is enough in the beginning. Once you respect dharma, adharma, the ability to discriminate between the real and the unreal will not be far behind. To respect dharma, adharma is not to be swayed by your raga dveshas. Therefore, the pressure of raga dveshas will be less. This is what is meant by viveka. I'll read this line again. Once you respect dharma, adharma, the ability to discriminate between the real and the unreal will not be far behind. To respect dharma, adharma is not to be swayed by your raga dveshas. Therefore, the pressure of raga dveshas will be less. This is what is meant by viveka. Viveka begins as soon as you start to question what is what. First, there is an internal leisure, and then viveka naturally comes. Once viveka is there, you will naturally turn to Vedanta. Only in this way can you proceed properly. Therefore, as long as self ignorance is there, one should perform karma, whereas once there is self knowledge, there is renunciation of karma, sarva karma sannyasa. This is very important. So, first there is an internal leisure, and then viveka naturally comes. And once viveka is there, you will naturally turn to Vedanta. Only in this way can you proceed properly. Therefore, as long as self ignorance is there, one should perform karma, whereas once there is self knowledge, there is renunciation of karma, sarva karma sannyasa. Shankara repeats this argument throughout his commentary on the Gita. This is because there was a notion prevalent in his day that Veda enjoins one to do karma and at the same time to gain the knowledge that I am Brahman. This position maintains that both will give you moksha and is refuted by Shankara at every opportunity. Or if either karma or jnana is adequate for moksha, why should anyone do the other? If moksha is something that I produce, why do I need jnana? And if karma is not going to produce moksha, there is no reason to do karma. If I am Brahman and I merely need to know it, which is Shankara's contention, then jnana is moksha and I do not need to do anything. Thus, the question why should one do karma? The answer is that one performs karma in order to purify the mind for chitta shuddhi. Chitta means mind. We have seen the word shuddhi with reference to raga dveshas. Reality is already accomplished. It is not something to be created. Reality is. Whatever the reality, that is what is. It is a thing to be recognized. Therefore, even if you do millions of karmas, you do not create the reality that exists. Because of the prevalence in the Shankara's time of the synthesis argument of combining karma and jnana, he goes all out to clarify the difference between karma and jnana. There are certain topics that every teacher has to highlight given the views of his or her time. In Shankara's time, the Gyan Karma Samuchayavada, the contention that moksha is not gained by knowledge alone, but by combination of knowledge and action, was widespread. Therefore, he found it necessary to refute it by continually pointing out the fallacies in it. This is the job of a teacher. Here also, Shankara points out that karma applied only until knowledge comes. For one who does not have knowledge, the karma enjoined by the Veda is a valid pramana, whereas for the wise person it is not. Once the jnana is there, the person is a simple sannyasi, one who is not a doer, and therefore one for whom no karma is enjoined by any shastra.
Jai Gurudev. Savita ji, can you repeat that paragraph that says Ragadveshas and Viveka? I think it's in the beginning.
It's in the big, yeah.
Can you go one para before that? I'm not sure where I read till yesterday.
What I remember is that we
Yeah,
read
we
till
did
now.
this example
Yeah,
of the rope.
yeah, we did this rope example, and after that, like,
Okay.
yeah. So
That
knowledge.
new paragraph was about to
Yeah, knowledge
start.
removes the notion of doership was done yesterday.
Yeah,
So I think after that.
yeah. I started from why should I perform karma?
Okay. If you can just read that initial.
I'll repeat from the beginning. Yeah, why should I
Right.
perform karma? Yeah. Why should I perform karma? The question may then be asked, why did the Shruti not say this in the beginning? If it had done so, I need not have done all this karma. I did the morning and evening prayers because, sorry, because the Veda said to do them and I had faith in the Veda. Now I find that these karmas have become a colossal waste because at the end of it all, the Veda tells me that I am Brahman and that karma is of no use. If karma will not give me moksha, why did it not say so in the beginning? The reason the Veda does not tell you right in the beginning that you are Brahman is because you have to be ready for this knowledge. By performing karma, you are able to eventually get to the last chapter of the Veda and understand what it says. By not performing karma, you will be neither a jnani nor a devout person. You will only be driftwood.
Dr. Savita ji, can you just slow your pace a little bit?
Okay, sorry. Okay. The reason the Veda does not tell you right in the beginning that you are Brahman is because you have to be ready for this knowledge. By performing karma, you are able to eventually get to the last chapter of the Veda and understand what it says. By not performing karma, you will be neither a jnani nor a devout person. You will only be driftwood with no moorings whatsoever. The rule is that those who are not ready for the knowledge should not be disturbed with it. We will see this later in the Gita. Instead, people are encouraged to perform karma in order to prepare their minds for the knowledge. They are told about Swarga, heaven, in the beginning, so that they will perform the enjoined rituals for gaining Swarga. In this way, they will definitely avoid Papa and Punya will follow. The person who performs karma will have a value for dharma, adharma, right and wrong, and will come to believe that there is an Atma, a self other than the body. That much is enough in the beginning. Once you respect dharma, adharma, the ability to discriminate between the real and the unreal will not be far behind. To respect dharma, adharma is not to be swayed by your raga dveshas. Therefore, the pressure of raga dveshas will be less. This is what is meant by viveka. Viveka begins as soon as you start to question what is what. First, there is an internal leisure, and then Viveka naturally comes. Once Viveka is there, you will naturally turn to Vedanta. Only
Shall we
in
do
this,
little manana on this?
yeah, just complete
Going.
this paragraph. Only
Okay.
in this way can you proceed properly. Therefore, as long as self ignorance is there, one should perform karma, whereas once there is self knowledge, there is renunciation of karma, sarv karm sannyasa. Right. This is like when you are respecting dharma and adharma, and you have that discriminative mind, then that discriminative mind will also differentiate between the real and the unreal, which is the atma and anatma part also. So following the dharma and adharma path, you will have that you will have, I think, that sensitivity to everything which is related to atma and anatma. That knowledge will not be left behind, it will be seen. And then when you respect dharma and adharma, but it should not be swayed by your raga dveshas. Like if you have to do something, you have to perform some activity or your own duty, there you should not be dwelling in your raga dvesha. I don't like it, so I will not do it, or it's okay, fine, we can uh, like we can just carry in this you were like it should be done with 100% focus, or with that attitude that you should not be uh, careless in doing your job, or not taking it very lightly, and not taking a dharma path also, shortcuts in doing some jobs which may be harming others. So it is, while to respect dharma, adharma is not to be swayed by your raga dvesha, and in this way the pressure of raga dvesha will be less.
The
Here
very
the
reason.
yeah, and this is what is meant by viveka. Like we are using our intellect to discriminate this our own like our own mental potential. We are discriminating how we should do our uh, job or anything in this materialistic world. But this line, first there is an internal leisure, and then viveka naturally comes. So can you explain this, Dr. Brahmra? This I could not follow.
Yeah. Actually, if
Internal.
you can go back from the beginning of the paragraph, the very reason why we do karma. This was Arjuna's question right from the beginning and every chapter almost. He says, why are you asking me to do karma when you say knowledge is the way? So the reason why we need to do karma is to prepare ourselves for self-knowledge. Ultimately, it is only through jnana that you achieve self-knowledge, you attain self-knowledge. But then Karma is required to prepare the mind. And what is this preparation? Is to get rid of our ragadvesha. So therefore, when a person does karma, that is why the whole karma kanda, the Shruti in the beginning, talks of rituals, do's and don'ts, nitya karma, naimitika karma, vishuddha karma, nishiddha karma, and prayaschitta karma, right? So he says the argument started off with saying, Swamiji saying, oh, so all the nitya karma, the daily morning, evening prayers that I've been doing are of no use. No, they are of use because they, if you did not do them, you would be doing something, some other thing, which might lead you to incurring sin. Your mind is swayed by your likes and dislikes then. But then when you are living a life of discipline, this is something I have to do. And then not only life of discipline, when you are also following dharma, you're giving value to dharma, which means your raga dveshas are slowly getting neutralized. It is not just being a dharmic person again is not going to get you. So it's a beautiful step ladder way where Swamiji has explained how karma is required, why it is required, and what kind of karma we need to do. And when we perform this karma, what exactly happens? The train of thought, the train of events that happens. So when you're following dharma, automatically your likes are kind of getting a little subdued, a little neutralized. There may still be a lot of ragadveshas there, hidden, but at least you're on the ethical path. And then while doing this, as you are following dharma more and more, then what dawns is that viveka, that the discrimination. Dharma itself is discrimination between right and wrong. And then when that talk, the you will slowly start getting what is real and unreal. I think that link, we will have to just read it one more time. Can you read that part again?
This once you respect dharma from here.
Yeah. Once you
Okay.
respect dharma and adharma,
Dharma, the ability to discriminate between the real and the unreal will not be far behind. To respect dharma, adharma is not to be swayed by your raga dveshas. Therefore, the pressure of raga dveshas will be less. This is what is meant by viveka. Viveka begins as soon as you start to question what is what. First, there is an internal leisure, and then Viveka naturally comes. Once Viveka is there, you will naturally turn to Vedanta. Only in this way can you proceed properly. Therefore, as long as self ignorance is there, one should perform karma. Whereas once there is self knowledge, there is renunciation of karma, sarv karma sannyasa. It is basically
I,
that following the dharma path, you when you are following that, raga dvesha will be lessened, and when they are lessened, then that you are going towards the self knowledge. Self knowledge is that what is atma and what is anatma. So this is how then when self ignorance will be removed, then there would be uh, this self knowledge is more of self knowledge. You are in self knowledge, then that renunciation of karma will also happen. So it is like step by step happening.
here, I think earlier Swamiji had mentioned about a person just being an ethical person versus being a karma yogi. So that switch from being an ethical person who does not recognize Ishvara. So that's a little subtle over here, wherein only when you recognize, see, when you recognize dharma, it means you recognize Ishvara, right? Because
But renunciation of karma is equivalent to, like, we are moving from dvait to advait. So renunciation of karma will only happen when the person is in that state that uh, 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 um, tat tvam asi, like
aham
you are Brahman.
brahmasmi.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
We're not talking of that here. We're talking of how a transition from a normal person, how does he get the eligibility to self-knowledge? See, a person who's just living his life day in and day out, just getting up, doing his normal chores, going back to bed without any, he's just living a very mundane, very mechanical life versus someone who is exposed to some daily karma, daily some discipline. That becomes the start. I think that self-discipline will be the start of his journey, the reverse journey, so to say. Otherwise, you're just like a normal samsaric person. You're just going round and round in the cycle of samsara. So the one step that takes you starts your journey towards the self, that gives you that eligibility for self knowledge is that little bit of that karma that you're doing karma in the true sense as ordained by the shastra, your nitya karmas, naimitika karmas. As you're doing this, you're following dharma, and as you're following dharma, your raga dveshas will slowly start getting neutralized little by little, and then this this internal leisure that is being talked of here is, I think, that gap, that awareness that dawns within. What is this am I doing? So the questions that you start getting are, what is Ishvara? Who is Ishvara? What am I doing? Why am I doing this? Who am I? I think these are the questions that will s- these are that dawn of that viveka, that of viveka and vairagya. What is real? What is unreal? Because if you remember in the very beginning, in the introduction to the Gita, this was what was mentioned, where how does a person start becoming a mumukshu? A person who's doing rituals all the time, only karma kanda, how is he going to get to Vedanta? It is because somewhere the switch happens. Somewhere these questions crop up, they pop up. So that is what I think Swamiji is mentioning here again, saying that when you're following dharma, your ragadveshas are getting neutralized. There is that internal leisure, and then the viveka and vairagya automatically start dawning. So
Like
I think
grace
it's a
and time.
natural, yeah, it's a
Grace
natural
and
happening.
time. Hmm.
It's a
Even,
natural,
even even when we start doing karma with this, there also the awareness already starts dawning. Otherwise, the mundane enjoying five senses and mundane routine will never ever give any glimpses or to even the think about that the thought will also not come. That is why it is important to go through this process of karma for, and then the discrimination, then okay, that start doing following the dharma, then how slowly then awareness, even in the karma also the awareness will dawn. It's a very beautiful process actually. Can we little bit do more, Manana? Ramaraji, you are doing
and
better.
yeah, and actually this karma is not just any karma. That is why even in Patanjali Yoga Sutras or Ashtavakra Gita, it says Atha Yoganushasana. After after having attained some form of discipline, only then can this knowledge be given. And I think in the beginning of the paragraph it is mentioned, people who do not, mm, who are not onto this dharma will not come anywhere near self-knowledge. And then don't disturb these people with knowledge because they're not still ready. So you need to be eligible also for this.
The rule is that those who are not ready for the knowledge should not be disturbed with it.
Yeah. That is why we cannot keep talking about knowledge to everybody. Like, I mean, for art of living teachers, I think it is said, don't, uh, you teach when you're there on that Vyasapeeth, but don't go on talking about it at the dining table because that is what we tend to do. We want everybody to be in the same boat as we are, but that may not happen. That is why there is a conflict with the family members, and
Patrata
yeah,
should be there.
should be there. Give them time. And that is what Krishna also says somewhere, I think in the third or fourth chapter, where he says, do not you be a role model, but do not disturb them. What they're doing, let them do. Because it requires that preparation. Same thing if you extrapolate to sannyasa. Sannyasa doesn't just happen like that. You can't just force yourself to be a sannyasi. You require preparation, and that preparation is karma yoga. I think this paragraph
Can
with,
it be a Sanchit Prarabdha? All karmas will take you towards the mumukshutva or to the knowledge. Is
yeah,
it that is also possible, no?
that
Because
is,
somebody is not doing so many karmas, they knows dharma and adharma, but whatever society or our that pre noti means that pre-motion to uh, thinking is there, no, this karma is you have to do nitya karma we are doing, but every small things at home we are doing, that doesn't matter, no. So many people are not following that also, and they are going towards means they are moving on this path. So I have that question also. So something from the previous lives and the discipline and doing the dharma and means not means following the practices and whatever needed karma they are doing, that also will help, because here it is written, no, they will abandon means they will do karma. Something was sentence was there, okay, they will not do all the karmas, they will abandon some karmas also, not necessary karmas, they will leave it. Can we go to that paragraph where who can leave that karmas or actions or something like that?
Shall I read from the beginning? I
yeah, I
think
Yes.
think
what is
it's better we
important,
read from the beginning.
uh, one paragraph here or just why should I perform karma? What is important, I think, is that one follows the dharma path, then that is very important. Until then, like your journey will not start for the self knowledge. It is,
Who can abandon the karma? That I want to clarify.
yeah. Why should I perform karma? The question may then be asked, why did the Shruti not say this in the beginning? If it had done so, I need not have done all this karma. I did the morning and evening prayers because the Veda said to do them, and I had faith in the Veda. Now I find that these karmas have become a colossal waste because at the end of it all, the Veda tells me that I am Brahman and that karma is of no use. If karma will not give me moksha, why did it not say so in the beginning? The reason the Veda does not tell you right in the beginning that you are Brahman is because you have to be ready for this knowledge. By performing karma, you are able to eventually get to the last chapter of the Veda and understand what it says. By not performing karma, you will be neither a jnani nor a devout person. you will only be driftwood with no moorings whatsoever. The rule is that those who are not ready for the knowledge should not be disturbed with it. We will see this later in the Gita. Instead, people are encouraged to perform karma in order to prepare their minds for the knowledge. They are told about Swarga, heaven, in the beginning so that they will perform the enjoined rituals for gaining Swarga. In this way, they will definitely avoid papa and punya will follow. The person who performs karma will have a value for dharma, adharma, right and wrong, and will come to believe that there is an atma, a self, other than the body. That much is enough in the beginning. So this is where, no, like what I understood was that once that principle of dharma you are following, then you are doing all your karmas according to that, and then you will come to believe that there is an atma, a self other than the body, and that much is enough in the beginning. Once you have that discriminative mind that what is the real self and what is unreal, that will that knowledge, that self knowledge will only come when the karmas are performed, giving uh, value to the dharma, uh, following the dharma principle. And once you respect the dharma, adharma, the ability to discriminate between the real and the unreal will not be far behind. To respect dharma, adharma is not to be swayed by your raga dveshas. Therefore, the pressure of raga dveshas will be less. This is what is meant by viveka. Viveka begins as soon as you start to question what is what. First, there is an internal leisure, and then Viveka naturally comes. Once Viveka is there, you will naturally turn to Vedanta. Only in this way can you proceed properly. Therefore, as long as self ignorance is there, one should perform karma, whereas once there is self knowledge, there is renunciation of karma, sarva karma sannyasa. A normal
So the
person,
thing
I
is
think.
from driftwood. It's a beautiful term Swamiji is used here. From a driftwood to becoming uh, a disciplined person. So that explains, it makes sense now that Gurudev is doing what he's doing with respect to rituals and um, even with respect to the upayas that are given. So all this in astrology, I mean, to do this homa and that homa. Sometimes I wonder why are we doing all this? It is to bring someone from being a driftwood onto the path of uh, of discipline, of at least faith, shraddha. That okay, if I do this, this is what I'll get. So the concept of swarga, narakas, concept of punya, papa, good and bad. So if I do right things right, I will attain punya. So at least from being a driftwood, he's got on to the path of righteous living. And this righteous living ultimately will lead him to viveka and vairagya and questioning himself and questioning what is what. So that is a smooth transition. How long it will take, how much time it will take for each person, that I think is a wonder. I'm not sure whether you can timeline that, but eventually it happens.
Yeah, the last line they've written, no, the person who performs karma will have a value for dharma, adharma, right and wrong, and will come to believe that there is an atma, a self other than the body. That much is enough in the beginning. So it starts from all the rituals which we do in accordance with dharma, whatever is prescribed. That is like it is like living the materialistic life with adding the ritualistic part to it. Initial is that which normally everyone do. Everyone is following
Yeah,
mostly
so
this path.
this is the
Slowly it
journey
builds.
from the
Yeah.
form to the formless.
Yeah.
You start with the form, do your prayers and puja and whatever rituals.
And that is cleaning the antakarna, purifying, purification of antakarna is happening when you are doing all this. This question repeatedly it was asked with Nanaji, and
Mm,
like it has been consistently being asked, why are we doing this
correct. Now it
repetitions?
makes sense, no?
Yeah.
Now it makes, now again, it doesn't mean a person has to necessarily be ritualistic. That is why I remember in one satsang, someone asked, I don't have time to do all my puja and all. Is it required for me to do it? Swami Guruji's answer, Gurudev's answer was yes and no. In a way, not required. If you've reached that state where you've already started inquiring, who am I? What is it? And you've got that eligibility, then there's no need for you to do your daily puja as well. But have you reached that state? So it all depends. I think it all depends on individual,
Yeah, it is.
from
I think
individual to individual.
yeah, it's individual, and I think like what I have experienced, like initially my pujas were like it was 1.5 hour. I was in the my this place of worship, and then it slowly, it is less into half an hour. So I, from last so many years, it's been happening that same repetition of things are going on. Then suddenly you feel that this is like it's complete now. You feel that it is over, it is complete, and it automatically drops, and some new things starts adding, and it is more of that it is concising to limited things now, uh, and it is not that it purposely it had been done, but it happened spontaneously. So I was just as you were saying, I was just relating that how initially like my pujas, everyone in the house were always saying she's always in the temple, like in the worship place. So I used to be there till 1.5 hours in the morning, and it was like everything would become so I would be late for my I had to go for my job, so it was always in the that running way that I would leave my this thing, then this thing, but I would definitely complete my puja, and I used to literally it was a that haste and running. So, but it has just concise to it takes me half an hour only in the place, and then more of meditation has been added, like in the morning, kriya, then meditation, then this class. So my preferences are now shifted towards more of knowledge and this thing. That prayer is still there, uh, everything is there, but the shift has happened. So
I
this
think
is
this is the culturing of the Chetana, purification of your mind, intellect, memory, ego. These steps are very important in that process. of culturing and purification. And then automatically, then you move on to the next, that nature pushes you through this if you are in the surrender mode and you have that quest in the heart, no? So you are navigated this way, I feel. Because doing something and then automatically it gets dropped, and then this is all the navigation given by the Prakriti, I feel, for
Yeah, I think
purification and
some guidance is there. Like the thoughts are your own. Like somebody's as if guiding you. More meditation is happening rather than ritualistic. So it is the shift has happened spontaneously. It wasn't done purposely. And some initially I used to have that guilt that I'm not doing. Then I asked like uh, there are many mm, uh, you can they are not gurus, basically the people who are into this Vedas teaching, and they are doing all type of rituals, etc. So I just asked why, like I don't feel like doing. So he said, you concise, you whatever you feel like doing. I changed, like my Durga Sapshati are this Kavach Argala Kilat Strotam. It was I've been doing since last 25 years, and like I was doing in Sanskrit, and it was all like I did not need a book to read to recite it. It was all just repetition. But that, I started that it is becoming more of mechanical, and sometimes while reciting, your mind used to waver off, and then I started thinking like why it is like what am I doing? It is more of a mechanical thing. It is not it like it should not be done in this way. You have to be while you are reciting, you have to be that presence of mind should be there. But because it was becoming mechanical, then uh, I shifted to a different part of Durga Sapshati, in which they are it is related to chapter 5th. That you are praising Durga, and I shifted that. I left the Kavach Argala Kilak Strutam all, and then no, presently I'm doing that. So I did not leave it totally, but yes, it has shifted to different aspect now.
Somewhere I have listened that we should not discuss what we are doing, our sadhana to the
No, but
world.
here all our sadhak says, so I was.
And for Guru has given you that you should follow. I'm not means I'm maybe I'm not right, but somewhere I have read or listened it like that.
Yeah, but I thank you for telling me. But it is not that platform that there are people who are not uh, doing are not on this path. So it is like that
Discussion.
sangha, which is yeah, it is
Mm.
in between us that it is happening. So I just shared it while we were reading all this. But it takes so much of your time, maybe many lives. So it is slowly that progression happens spontaneously. It happens.
So the shift is from being just a karmi to a dharmi to a karma yogi. So once you're into karma yoga, then swakarmana tamabhyacha. So doing what you're doing, you don't need to sit at the puja mandir to do your prayer. Every action that you do that is supposed to be done by you, that itself becomes a form of worship because you're offering it to Ishvara as a prayer. So this would be the transition from being a driftwood to being a karma kanda, karma kandi, or a dharmi, and then a karma yogi. So once you're a karma yogi, then you're actually onto that reverse path. Like initially it was talked of how the river goes in the opposite direction, upwards, the upward climb towards the mountain, rather than flowing down the mountain. Down the mountain is like being a driftwood. You're just doing, you're going according to, um, you're just driftwood. There is no discipline, no viveka, nothing is there with that person. But once you are a karma yogi, then you've actually started your path, the journey upwards, which is the journey into Vedanta. So because we all are already here on this path, only if we in retrospect go back to where we and how we started off, then we would understand. And at that point, no matter what anybody would have told us, probably we would not even think about this. Simple examples are courses. How many times you keep telling people to do, or even to do their daily kriya after having done the program, doing your daily kriya. There are so many who drift off. The retentivity is a small percentage. So I think all this is if part of self evolution, and it varies from person to person. That is why in Patanjali Yoga Sutras, there are three different kinds of sadhaks: Tivra, Mridu, and um, Madhyama and Mridu. So it depends on your intensity with which you do this.
My journey started when I did just the course happiness program, and after that, after 6 or 7 months, I have done the advanced course. And after that, there was a satsang at my home, and teacher gave me a pocket um, Bhagavad Gita, only the small meaning and shloka. That much was there, and that book still with me, and I'm referring that also, and the descriptive one also. So it's just so long back, 15, 20 years, and still it is happening and happening. And just the books I read, and the journey started from there. I'm very grateful to our teachers, Art of Living teachers, and everyone who hold on our hand on this journey.
Gurudev, I always remember Nanaji's words, He said our intensity should be like as if when you're drowning, you're looking for the next breath. That much, you should have. That really makes me feel that how important it is.
And after COVID, it is becoming intense. I feel so. Nanaji, Brahmaraji, and the Sangha, everything.
COVID years were very evolving years. They were the most evolving years. COVID. Because there was so much time and there was so much to we gained so much.
Chaya Anna started that online, and Madhuri ji has made some group, and from there I attached to this group. So I'm grateful to Madhuri ji also.
I am grateful to all this group. From where to where we have come. This is all Brahmaraji and the team, Pelaji and all. They have kept it
And
continuously.
accidentally, I have done the Sahaj follow up during the COVID with Brahmaraji, and I got attached to her.
This is all divine intervention, I feel. Divine plan. When we are ready for something, the doors open in that direction and the thought also comes. We become the nimitta.
And it's also, recollecting Swami Surya Pada saying why Yoga Vasishta should not be given the first. First, you should go through Bhagavad Gita and fully immerse yourself, understand the whole thing, then only you should be given. Otherwise, it's dangerous just to, yeah.
That wise can understand wise, otherwise is otherwise. That sentence is too. Brahmaraji, can you say that sentence again?
Jai Gurudev. Which sentence are you talking about?
Wise can understand the wise, otherwise it's like.
Yeah, that was the verse, no? Yanisha Sarva Bhutanam Tasyam Jagati Samyami. So only a wise person will be able to understand another wise person. It's like the darkness and sun. Sun never meets darkness. So those that are otherwise are in that darkness phase. Once knowledge dawns, self-knowledge dawns, then there is no question of darkness. So basically, otherwise will not be able to understand what the wise person is. You have to become a wise person to understand what it is. We can stop here today.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, all this is the adrishta phala of all our whatever we have done in the past. It is the adrishta phala of which is culminating in this. I think each one contributes to each other on this path.
In Dr. Pramara, you guys are all safe in the area where you are.
Yes, yes, we are all safe. I know there was a little hiccup
Yeah.
2 days ago, but it's all fine. It's all safe right now. Thank you
God.
for asking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really. Thank
yeah.
God. Yeah. Hope it stays that way.
I know. Let's just pray that there is
Yeah, not got into any
peace.
more
Reason prevails,
peace.
right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Reason and therefore peace prevails.
Yeah. Doesn't get in the wrong hands. That's it.
What we can do is pray and meditate. And Gurudev last time, some time ago, said, when you meditate, you can even, you have the power to influence others' minds. For instance, decision makers. So that is a powerful weapon that we have, prayer and meditation. So, and the world is still going on because of this one leg that is following dharma, following these practices. That is what Kali Yuga is. The three of the four legs, three legs are adharmic, but at least there's one leg that is dharmic. And that is what is keeping the whole show on. But then we have that responsibility.
Yeah, definitely. That helps too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That prayer that you do every day really helps. One request I want to make, like it's like because it's our own group of sadhaks. So this is the year of Mangal. Mangal is for Hanumanji is the deity. So every day one should recite the Hanuman Chalisa daily. So it would it would act like a kavach, and it is it is this period till July is a difficult period because so many shifts are happening in the planet are shifting, they are being retrograde and all. So this period of July is a difficult period. So it was advised not to be in places of collection, like where the people are more and not near the water bodies. So these two things were like whatever is happening where the people are collecting. Yesterday, last news which I heard was in France, some young females were pricked with needles. I think 145, and young ladies who were pricked with some drug infused needles. So all that is happening where collection of people are there. In the past, if you can see, and more of this fire element, and then now the water element will also start. Initially, all places there were so many fire incidents, and now it is said that the water element will also be more profound. So one should be away from the water bodies. Yeah. And should do Hanuman Chalisa daily.
Thank you for letting us know, Dr. Savita.
Shall I say the prayer? Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Krishna Namaste.
I'm not hearing anything, Dr. Savita.
Volume, sound. No
No.
sound.
Can you hear it now?
We can
No,
hear
sir,
you, but the video wasn't coming. I mean, video is on, but the sound doesn't come. on the video.
Okay. Now you will be able to hear. I don't know what is happening in this. Right
He's
now.
accepting this moment, living every moment totally with
Perfect.
depth. Let us keep our spine erect and body relaxed and eyes closed. Relax your shoulders. Keep a big smile on your face. You're sitting like the statue of Buddha, very serene and with a serene smile on your face. Relax your body. Let's take a deep breath in and breathe out. Become aware of your chest region, throat and chest region. If you notice some tension in the body, just let it be. Except those parts of the body where you feel a tension, the other parts are in comfort. Other parts are at peace. Become aware of that also. There are many good things about you and inside of you. Acknowledge them. They will never leave you. And the negative aspect you may see in you is never going to stay with you forever. They are all guests for some time. Let them be. Sit with the total acceptance of yourself the way you are at this very moment. Total acceptance of what is now here will lead us to deeper meditation. Let go of all the effort. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let go of all your effort and be in this emptiness. And slowly and gradually become aware of body and surroundings. And you may gently open your eyes.